Welcome back. Let's take you back to the Eastern Cape, where it's hosting an investment conference. It's looking to expand the government's provincial economic recovery plan. Both provincial and national government officials are expected to be in attendance. Ronald Masinda is there with the very latest for us. Good morning yet again, Ronald. Just talk us through this conference.
Okay, Ronald can't hear anything. Okay, I'll cue him. Please cue him.
All right, very good morning, Fundo. Well, we are expecting some serious conversations to be heard here at East London's ICC as authorities in the Eastern Cape are trying to cast their net wide for much needed economic opportunities. We believe that according to the fact sheet, over 40 billion rand will be spent on various projects for various sectors, but that number could change. We'll get an update during the course of the day. But joining me now is the MEC for Finance and Economic Development, Mr. Mlungisi Mvoko. Mr. Mvoko, thank you so much for your time. Not for the first time have we had such gatherings in terms of trying to bolster the economy of the province. How different will this one be today?
Yeah, greetings, Ronald. This one would be different in the fact that it is not about it's not a conference that will talk about investments. It will be a conference that would firstly demonstrate and unveil the cumulative investments in the province in the sixth term, but also to unveil and the projects that have just recently been launched in this financial year, or should I say in this year, but also to announce investments that will take place as investors will come and make those commitments here in terms of their investment. So that's the difference. It's not about trying to attract investment and inviting investors to say come and invest, but it's about saying what has happened over the past in the beginning of this a sixth-term administration, what has happened this year, who has announced what this year, and who is going to do what now following this conference. So that's the difference in this conference. So in short, the conference is about announcing investments in the province, both recently launched and new investments in the province.
We know that the economy has taken a knock for various reasons. One can only look at load shedding and its impact, and obviously the COVID-19 pandemic. How do investors take you into confidence that their money will be well invested?
In all platforms where we've interacted with many of the investors, you are true, you're correct, Ronald. They've raised the issue of load shedding, and it's not a matter that we as a province can deal with. So they do raise that, but the Eastern Cape in some of the sectors remains an attractive a province for investment. If you talk about the automotive sector, for instance, though we have many challenges regarding load shedding, but because of the skills that we have and the history in the automotive industry, they are still interested in coming to invest in the province. So yes, all of those challenges are being raised by investors. If you talk about the economic infrastructure, if you talk about roads, it's one of the concerns that they would raise, because it makes logistics very difficult. But still, we still find a number of them coming to invest in the province, because they can see that to a larger extent there is an attempt to address some of these economic infrastructures that we're having in the province.
Several municipalities in the province have gone through financial woes. Will they be playing a part, and how do we ensure that they right their wrongs?
The Premier has a drive to ensure that municipalities perform, because one of the biggest challenges we're having in the province is the fact that some municipalities do not spend what is allocated to them that could make the economic infrastructure easier for investors. So he's on a drive in ensuring that municipalities spend their money, create the economic infrastructure. Yes, it's true that many of them are seriously challenged financially, but it's not only financially, it's how they use what they receive as part of the division of revenue. So Treasury and COCTA are also on a drive in ensuring that municipalities spend. The Premier has started now a PMU that will look at the municipalities, because some of them do not play a role in the local economic development space, and it's a space there where we should jointly be playing together. And because one of the objectives of this conference is to ensure that we coordinate investment in the province, so that there isn't a single municipality doing investment that the province doesn't know of. Secondly, to create an environment conducive for economic development, so that when somebody would an investor would be making an application for anything in the municipality. It doesn't take them 6 months to do it, but it takes a shorter. So there is a focus from the Premier side in ensuring that municipalities perform better when it comes to economic development.
Very lastly, Mr. Mvoko, we're also heading to the elective conference. Let's put on your political hat for a second. Should there be political instability, could this hinder the work that could be done in terms of bolstering the economy, not here in the Eastern Cape, but also nationally?
I'm not foreseeing any political instability after the elective conference. To me, it will just be a continuation of where we left off. What we need to do organizationally is to ensure that we achieve the objectives that we set ourselves in terms of stabilizing the country, in terms of ensuring that there is a conducive environment for economic development. So I'm not foreseeing any political instability at all.
Well, let's hope so. Thank you so much for your time. That was Mlungisi Mvoko. He is the MEC for Finance and Economic Development. We will also be looking to chat to the Premier of the province, Mr. Lubabalo Oscar Mabuya.